What began as a passing comment about testing standards has spiraled into one of the most divisive feuds YouTube's tech world has ever seen. At the center of the storm, Linus Tech Tips, a $100 million media empire known for its flashy tech videos, and Gamers Nexus, a smaller but highly respected voice for consumer advocacy. Now, these two creators are locked in a bitter public feud. One that's not just about specs and testing, but ethics, ego, and the true meaning of integrity in online journalism. It started innocently enough. In a 2023 studio tour video, an employee at Linus Media Group casually compared their testing methods to those of Gamers Nexus, suggesting they were more advanced. It was meant to showcase new lab upgrades, but came across as a subtle jab. The backlash was immediate. Gamers Nexus wasn't impressed. Neither was hardware unboxed. And while Linus apologized publicly, calling it a poorly worded remark, the cracks had already formed. Then came the explosion. Steve from Gamers Nexus released a scathing 45-minute exposé titled "The Problem with Linus Tech Tips." It called out Linus for repeated data inaccuracies, rushed testing, and the alleged mishandling of a one-of-a-kind prototype sent by a small hardware company. For years, Steve had built a reputation on one thing: protecting the average consumer. So when he spoke, the tech world listened. Linus responded, apologized, shut down video production, even promised sweeping internal reforms. And for a moment, it seemed like peace had been restored. But the calm didn't last long. Fast forward to 2024, and another controversy hits. This time, it wasn't about hardware. It was about Honey, the once ubiquitous browser extension. A new exposé alleged that Honey had been quietly stealing affiliate commissions from creators. Millions of dollars, rerouted without consent. One of the few creators who apparently caught on? Linus. According to leaked emails, Linus Tech Tips ended its partnership with Honey over these shady tactics, but never told the public. That silence? It didn't sit right with Steve. In a follow-up video about his own lawsuit against Honey, Steve subtly called Linus out again, not just for staying silent, but for prioritizing image over honesty. And just like that, the old feud reignited. Only this time, it got personal. Linus fired back, accusing Steve of misrepresenting his words, of editing clips out of context, and of having a personal vendetta. He said Steve never even reached out before launching public attacks, a violation of the journalistic ethics Steve claimed to uphold. And then came the receipts. Linus shared emails, old messages, statements meant to prove his intentions were honest, that he wasn't trying to bury the Honey story, just that he didn't think it was his to tell. Steve, in turn, dropped a bombshell blog post. It included allegations of plagiarism, accusations that Linus ignored past correction requests, and a shocking claim that Linus once insulted him during a private call by calling him less autistic than he used to be. The public reaction? Divided. Some called Steve bitter. Others said Linus was finally being exposed. The rest were just exhausted. But it wasn't over yet. A third party, tech repair YouTuber Louis Rossmann, entered the ring, releasing a 1-hour video slamming Linus as manipulative and dishonest. His evidence? Emails from past collaborations. Instances where Linus allegedly gaslit him, refused to pay travel costs, and twisted narratives to protect his brand. Louis's message was blunt. This isn't about YouTube drama, it's about accountability. At this point, the feud wasn't just about tech, it was about trust, about how creators handle power, influence, and criticism. Linus eventually responded with one last apology, addressing the personal remarks and pledging to step away from the drama. But the damage was done. And now, the future of both creators hangs in the balance. One wrong move from either side, and it won't just be credibility that's lost. It'll be everything. If you're not watching these breakdowns, you're missing the blueprint for self-destruction. Subscribe to stay safe